not here, right? Shannon Tracy from Transportation for America.
Thank you. Yes. I'm Shannon Tracy. I am the California Field Organizer for Transportation for America. We are a national coalition representing nearly 450 partners. And here in California, we stand with over 60 transportation, environmental, health, business, and other organizations pushing for true transportation reform to achieve a 21st century transportation system that is safer, cleaner, smarter, and works for us all. At a time when California's economy is struggling to recover and Americans across the country are demanding increased access to transportation options, transit systems should not have to cut service and raise fares, but should have the support of Congress. I am proud to stand with our allies here in Los Angeles and with the Transportation Equity Network nationally on this day of action to save transit. Because as you've heard, for so many reasons, Los Angeles needs to expand, not cut, public transportation. And as Francisca mentioned, Los Angeles is not alone. We stand today in solidarity with communities from San Francisco to St. Louis, Missouri, to Atlanta, Georgia, in need of a solution to the transit funding crisis that is blocking economic recovery for communities and households throughout the nation. That's why today, Transportation for America has launched a new and expanded online database capturing the thousands of service cuts and fare hikes across the country. The database displays an online map at tforamerica.org that shows the struggle at a national scale, with details on over 150 agencies that have or will cut service, raise fares, lay off workers, or face massive budget deficits this year. We invite our leaders, our representatives from the media, stakeholder groups, and especially transit riders to visit tforamerica.org to literally see the extent of the crisis and to use this interactive tool to enter updated information and help ensure that the map accurately and completely reflects the transit crisis we're facing. Transportation for America is calling on our leaders to take swift action that will ensure that the millions of transit riders here in Los Angeles can continue to depend on Metro to get to work and to school, to the doctor's office, or to the grocery store. We need to allow federal funding to be used for transit operations to keep Orange County transit riders, who are facing upwards of 30% cuts for bus service, from finding themselves stranded at the station. We need to figure out how to keep Caltrain from having its service between San Francisco and San Jose, and to restore the Sacramento transit routes cut by nearly 50% last month. And that's not counting the other 30-something organizations in California and hundreds nationwide. So we support emergency transit operations funding from Congress, and we urge Senators Boxer and Feinstein to support S3189 to expand transit operations flexibility for federal funds to help California cities such as Los Angeles. This is a national crisis that needs a national response now. We further call on Senator Boxer and our full congressional delegation to include a commitment to increase funding for transit operations in our nation's long-term transportation policy. We must provide federal funding to maintain and operate LA's transit system so that families here can save the estimated $4,000 annually that comes from access to effective transit, so that Angelinos can stop sitting in traffic for hours each day, so we can reduce greenhouse gas emissions and smog, and so we can end the dependence on foreign oil that is driven in large part by transportation, which uses 70% of our petroleum. Los Angeles is leading the nation in ambitious goals for public transportation, but we cannot let these bold dreams be undercut by present neglect. Today, we stand together to save transit now so that Los Angeles, California, and the United States of America can make meaningful progress towards the 21st century transportation system that we so desperately need. Thank you.
Lastly, we have Dorothy Liu with Bike Coalition.
Hi everyone, my name is Dorothy Liu with Los Angeles County Bicycle Coalition, and sorry, I'm getting my notes. We want to show our support for HR 2746 and S3189, which will allow for more flexibility in operations funding nationally. We urge Senator Boxer to sign onto the bill and representatives to do the same. I also, importantly, want to urge Metro to hold a public hearing to oppose on the fare increases because we oppose them. The proposed increases will have a detrimental effect on ridership. Included in this ridership are the thousands of bicycle riders who use multimodal options to access transit. It is very important in a city and county as large as Los Angeles to have complete multimodal access and affordable transit for all users. Many of our bicyclists depend on transit and bicycling to get to their work, jobs, as well as school and to get around Los Angeles. These two items, the federal bill, as well as more locally, the public hearing, will be significant steps to creating a truly livable Los Angeles for bicyclists, walkers, bus riders, transit users, and for all users. Thank you.
Thank you everybody for being here, and everybody, all of the speakers will be available for questions. Thank you.